Imagine waking up in a world where your mind is a complete prison. You look at the person sleeping next to you, someone you would literally fight a saber-toothed tiger to protect, but you don't have a single word to tell them how you feel. You can't say, "I love you." You can't say, "I miss you." You don't even have a name for them. Thousands of years ago, your ancestors lived in this exact reality, and yet they still fell deeply, desperately in love. How is it possible to give someone your entire heart when language hasn't even been invented yet?
We like to think that our modern romance is sophisticated. We write long text messages, we dedicate songs, and we use poetry to express our deepest feelings. But strip all of that away for a second. Take away your phone, your vocabulary, and every romantic movie you've ever watched. If you were left standing in a dark, freezing cave 50,000 years ago, how would you convince someone that you chose them? How would you build trust when a single misunderstanding could mean death? The truth is, overthinking has made us forget something fundamental. Long before humans figured out how to talk, our bodies were already speaking a language so powerful that it completely rewrote our biology. And you are still using that exact same silent language today without even realizing it.
Think about the last time you locked eyes with someone and felt a sudden, inexplicable spark. That wasn't a modern phenomenon. That was an ancient survival mechanism kicking into gear. In the deep past, entering a dark forest or a cave with another human required absolute certainty that they wouldn't betray you. Without words to negotiate trust, prehistoric humans had to rely on a terrifyingly accurate lie detector, their own nervous systems. If your heart rate didn't sync up with theirs, if your eyes didn't dilate in the dark together, you were in danger. The stakes were life or death. So how did our ancestors bridge this terrifying gap? How did they move from mere survival partners to something that resembles modern love? The answer is hidden inside a strange evolutionary glitch that happened thousands of generations ago. Anthropologists have spent decades trying to figure out exactly when romance began. For a long time, scientists thought love was a modern invention, a byproduct of civilization. But in 2013, researchers analyzing ancient burial sites discovered something that shattered that theory. They found the Lovers of Valdaro, two skeletons from 6,000 years ago, locked in a tight, eternal embrace. Even more shocking, archaeological digs across Europe have uncovered Neanderthal graves from nearly 50,000 years ago, covered in medicinal flower pollen. Someone spent hours gathering blossoms to lay over a companion's body. They couldn't say, "Rest in peace," but the grief was identical to ours. So how did they do it? It all comes down to a chemical loop called biobehavioral synchrony. A landmark study published in the journal Cerebral Cortex in 2012 by neuroscientist Dr. Ruth Feldman revealed that when two humans are deeply attached, their brains literally mirror each other's alpha waves. Their heartbeats line up. Without a single spoken word, ancient humans communicated through micro-expressions, shared breathing patterns, and the universal language of touch. When an ancient human shared food, it wasn't just a transaction. It triggered a massive spike of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, inside the primitive brain. Touch was the ultimate contract. A heavy hand on a shoulder meant, "I've got your back." A soft press of the forehead meant, "You are safe." They used pitch and tone, what linguists call proto-language or musical communication, to soothe each other. They didn't need the word forever, because the chemical cocktail of dopamine and oxytocin in their brains was already locking them into a lifetime partnership. But if love was that simple and that pure, why did we ever start talking in the first place? Here is the twist that changes everything. Language didn't evolve to help us express love. It actually evolved to help us manage betrayal. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar famously proposed the gossip theory, suggesting that as human tribes grew too large, we could no longer sit down and touch every person to build trust. We needed a shortcut to find out who was lazy, who was a liar, and who was cheating. We invented words not to say, "I love you," but to say, "Hey, watch out for that guy." When language took over, it did something strange to our minds. It created a layer of separation. For the first time in human history, humans could say one thing while feeling something completely different. We gained the ability to lie about our emotions. Words gave us the power to fake love. And that is exactly when human insecurity was born. If you've ever sat by your phone waiting for a text message, overthinking every single word, analyzing the punctuation, and feeling your chest tighten with anxiety, you are feeling the curse of language. We have become so obsessed with what people say that we have disconnected from what they actually feel. We get trapped in our own heads, wondering if we are enough, if they mean what they say, or if it's all just a game. But remember this, the part of your brain that falls in love is the exact same primitive, silent brain that your ancestors had 50,000 years ago. It doesn't care about perfect texts. It doesn't care about eloquent speeches. When you are sitting across from someone you truly care about and you feel that calm, heavy quiet take over the room, that is your ancient mind recognizing a safe harbor. You don't need to overanalyze the vocabulary. Your biology already knows the truth. So how do we use this ancient wisdom in a world full of digital noise? The practical takeaway is simple, but it requires courage. Next time you are with someone you love, whether it's a partner, a close friend, or a family member, try to have a moment of intentional silence. Put the phones face down. Stop talking about the bills, the news, or the schedule. Just look at them. Sit close enough to feel their warmth. Let your breathing slow down until it matches theirs. We spend so much energy trying to find the perfect words to fix our relationships, when the real fix is stepping outside of language altogether. True intimacy isn't built through debates. It's built in the spaces between the words. Our ancestors survived ice ages, predators, and starvation because they trusted the silent bonds they built in the dark. Maybe it's time we start trusting them too. Do you think modern language has actually made it harder for us to find real, genuine love? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it. If this video made you look at your relationships a little differently, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share this with someone who needs a reminder of what really matters. Stay curious, protect your peace, and I'll see you in the next video.